Did I shoot this on a $1,500 Fujifilm X100V or $100 point and shoot from eBay? Take a look. Really look at the colors, the warmth, the way the highlights roll off without clipping, the way the skin tones feel human instead of processed. If you guessed the expensive one, I do not blame you, but you would be wrong. Every single one of these photos came from a camera that most people scroll past without a second glance. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly which ones to grab, what makes them special, and how to squeeze every drop of that cinematic Fujifilm magic out of them. Straight out of camera, no editing required. Here's the question worth asking. What exactly are people buying when they spend $1,500 on a Fujifilm X100V? Because it is not just a camera, it is a feeling. It is picking up something that has physical dials that actually click, a rangefinder silhouette that turns heads, and most importantly, colors that look finished the moment you press the shutter in a Lightroom. No color grading, no sitting at a desk for an hour trying to recreate what a 50-year-old film stock looked like. You shoot, you look at the screen, and it is already there. That is the dream. That is what the internet fell in love with. But here is what nobody is saying loudly enough. That magic was never born inside a modern sensor. It did not arrive with the X100V, and it was not invented by some algorithm running on a new chip. It came from decades of Fujifilm producing real analog film. Velvia, Provia, or an Astia. Iconic film stocks built from thousands of hours of chemistry and color science. And when the digital era arrived, Fujifilm did something quietly brilliant. They translated that knowledge directly into their cameras. Not just the flagship ones, all of them. Even the forgotten $100 compact sitting in dusty eBay listings right now. What you are really paying for with the X100V is not the color science. That has been in Fujifilm cameras for 20 years. You are paying for the design, the modern sensor resolution, and honestly, the cultural story the camera tells when you carry it, which is a completely valid reason to buy something. But it is worth knowing the difference. And if you're new here and this kind of honest camera breakdown is what you have been looking for, we're subscribed to AltBuzz Archives right now. This is exactly what we do. Let's talk about the camera that will make you do a double take the first time you hold it. The Fujifilm X-F1, released in 2012, is one of the most beautiful compact cameras this company ever produced. It has a faux leather wrap, an aluminum top plate, and a slim, elegant body that looks nothing like a bargain bin point and shoot. That IT looks like someone took the soul of the X100 series and compressed it into something that fits flat in your jacket pocket. This camera has design intention written all over it, but the detail that truly sets it apart is the lens. There is no power button on the X-F1. Instead, you twist the lens barrel forward. That single mechanical rotation extends the lens and brings the camera to life in your hands. And if it is such a small thing, and yet it changes everything about how shooting feels. It slows you down. It makes the act of taking a photo feel deliberate, intentional, almost ritualistic. That is the exact same emotional quality people chase in the X100 series. And the X-F1 delivers it for a fraction of the price through a single elegant design choice. Inside, it carries a 12-megapixel EXR CMOS sensor. And here is the important part. Actual Fujifilm film simulations built right into the menu. Provia for balanced, neutral, everyday shooting. Velvia when you want punchy, saturated street photos where the colors feel almost electric. And Astia for portraits where you want skin tones that feel warm and soft and effortlessly natural. These are early versions of the simulations, yes. And they're not as refined as what you find in modern Fujifilm bodies, but they carry the same DNA, the same decades of color knowledge. And when the light is good, the photos this camera produces will genuinely stop people mid-scroll. You can find it used for somewhere between $80 and $150. It is the stylish entry point into everything people love about Fujifilm. Now forget everything we just said about film simulations and retro design, because the next camera does not have either of those things. And it is somehow the most impressive one in this entire conversation. The Fujifilm FinePix F31FD was released in 2006. It looks like exactly what it is, a mid-2000s point and shoot with chunky proportions and a utilitarian plastic shell. There is nothing fashionable about it. And yet the images that come out of this camera are genuinely startling. That if you're enjoying what we are building here on AltBuzz Archives, this is a great moment to subscribe and stay with us. Because this is just the beginning of where this channel is going. The secret is the sensor. Fujifilm built the F31FD around their proprietary Super CCD technology. Most digital cameras use a standard Bayer sensor. Pixels arranged in a flat, uniform grid. The Super CCD arranges its pixels diagonally in a honeycomb layout designed specifically to capture light in a way that is closer to how analog film actually responds. This was not a marketing claim. This was real physics applied to real image science. And the results are visible in every photo this camera takes. How the greens are deep and layered the way slide film photographs looked in the 1980s. Skin tones carry a warmth that modern computational photography is still chasing. Highlights roll off gradually rather than clipping hard the way digital sensors typically do. And the low-light performance for a camera from 2006 is genuinely remarkable. Where lesser cameras of that era produced clinical, waxy digital noise at higher sensitivities, the F31FD produces something that feels far closer to film grain. Textured organic. The kind of imperfection that makes a photograph feel like a memory rather than a file that in artificial intelligence. No neural processing, no hype. Just the quiet confidence of hardware that understood color before color became a feature to advertise. Well, you can pick one up for $60 to $120. It is the hidden weapon in this entire conversation. Before we close, let us talk settings because a few small adjustments will push these cameras from great to genuinely cinematic, and none of them require touching a computer. First, pull your exposure compensation down to 1/3 or 2/3 of stop. This protects your highlights, adds moodiness to your midtones, and mimics the way film handles bright light by holding detail longer before it disappears. Second, shift your white balance slightly warm. Add 1 or 2 points toward red and yellow. Film stocks have a natural warmth that digital sensors do not reproduce by default, and this single tweak closes that gap in a way that feels almost magical, especially during golden hour on the XF1. I pair Velvia with these two adjustments for street photography and switch to Astia for portraits. The results will be straight out of camera and ready to share. Finally, stop being afraid of higher sensitivity settings. Modern photography culture has trained us to keep sensitivity as low as possible and chase the cleanest image at all costs. But on both of these cameras, the grain that appears at higher sensitivities is not a problem to solve. It is texture. It is character. It is what separates a photograph that feels human from one that feels like a render. Push the sensitivity up in low light. Let it breathe. And watch your images transform. That Fujifilm look was never locked behind a $1,500 price tag. It has been sitting on eBay for $100, carrying decades of film science inside a body most people walked right past. Now you know where to look. If you want to support the channel and everything that goes into making videos at this level, you can join the AltBuzz Archives membership community. Core member at $7 a month for early access, exclusive polls, and priority replies. Or Elite Partner at $20 a month for members-only content and shoutouts. Every single member makes this channel possible. You can also send a super thanks right below this video from $2 to $100, and it goes directly into keeping this channel independent and honest. Drop a comment below and tell us which one you are picking up, the XF1 or the F31FD, that we genuinely want to know. The best camera you will ever own might not be the newest one at IT, it might be the one the world forgot. Sitting quietly on a shelf, already loaded with everything you were chasing. This is AltBuzz Archives. We find a signal in the noise, so you can just go shoot.